the board of curriculum delivery.
And welcome back. We are yeah, welcome back. Just having it's a classwork today. I'm literally in class. We always learn in each and every single day of our lives. So I'm in the right place. I'm getting one-on-one education today. I'm better than you. All right, anyway, so we are still going on with this discussion. Let's just understand the issue of CBC, because most parents complained, but nonetheless, the government said that, CBC is here to stay. Starting from the parents' side, are you ready to go the long haul?
Yeah, let me first respond to the complaint from parents.
Yes.
Initially, parents complained, yes. We got the information. And it was because of the homework. The interpretation teachers were maybe putting across their children that you go and download this. You go to a cyber. You go look for clay from somewhere. Actually, parents were complaining that we don't have time to look for clay. We don't have time to go and download. We don't have money for all this. But when KICD came up with some guideline on homework, CBC homework, then it cleared almost all the complaints that parents had.
Yeah.
So, like, let me give an example of environment, for example. If your child wants to learn more about the sky, as a parent, your obligation is only to take him or her out maybe at 9 when the sky is clear. Let that child observe the sky, see the stars, and you just stand there as a security for that child. You'll not do yourself the observation. It is a child. After which she will take that observation tomorrow to their class and discuss with their peers that last night I was taken out by my father, my mother. I observed the sky, some stars were falling off. I asked my dad, why are the stars falling? And he couldn't answer, because we are not supposed to act as a teacher. Your role is just take that child out, let him observe what is observing its environment, for example. If the child wants to differentiate between living things and non-living, just take a photo of the non-living, like stones, and the living things. We have animals, we have pets in our families, and that's just what we work as a parent.
Yeah.
All the details we bear by Mwalimu.
Yes.
Not me. Me is just to guide that particular child. So the guideline we've had from KICD has given us hope that, like many other parents were worried that we are now doing the work of teachers. So after the guideline came out, we are just supposed to guide the child, keep moral support, and our main work is to instill values, respect other people's property. Start with the pencil, start with the ruler. If it's not yours, kindly please don't take it. Don't put it into your bag. Those small things.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I want us to close this issue. Ask you this. It must be a very expensive, undertaking by the government, and the government is, insists that CBC is here to stay. How are we going to, make sure that at the end of the day, all our brains, the way you're putting it, we are socialized in a way to understand that CBC is here, it's helpful, and then we lock the other side of our brains off 844 and open a new one to CBC?
Thank you so much. One thing which needs to be understood is that education is not a cheap affair.
Yeah.
Any form of education. And this one, which has got a very ambitious strategy of industrializing Kenya and making Kenyans think and be job creators, where we also want the children to pursue what they desire to do in life, is not going to be a cheap affair. So it is a matter of priority. And that priority is what is lacking. You will find that so many people who are in position of decision making are still asking questions that than providing solutions to the existing problem. One thing which must be underscored is that Kenyans are very litigious, that even when something has taken over, because the idea of coming up with a change of curriculum and finally CBC did not just start with the current CS. It was dealt with by nearly 4 CSs in the process. And now finally when it is implemented, people are raising eyebrows that it is this CS. It is not a matter of a particular cabinet secretary who is the owner of this. It is Kenyans must accept that when you are not there, somebody must have taken part in making decisions. So Parliament must now prioritize education as very significant. And for it to succeed more successfully, we need more teacher numbers who are well paid. We also need further commitment from government to ensure that the infrastructure which is desirable is instituted so that the learning environment become a hub for creativity. We already indicated that there are nearly four pathways. We have got the sciences, we have the maths, and we have the creative arts and technology aspect. These things must go all in CBC. Are we having the schools already being prepared for the pathways, especially secondary schools? We need this early identification that in this locality, like for example, you said you come from around Oyugis. Yes. Is Agorosari going to take technology? Andaringa taking creative arts, Wangapala taking which other programs, sciences and so on, so that we have got selection. And that is what is there. So it is not going to be a cheap affair.
Is government committed to this?
The government has shown commitment in terms of establishing space. That is the only commitment which we have seen. And the technical aspect is now to develop the capacity of the teachers who are going to be the main facilitators of this CBC program. Unless that one is done, then we will not go far with CBC. We will start being nostalgic about 844 because 844 did not put a lot of demand on government to make provisions. Remember at the beginning of McKay report, when the late President Moi insisted that we must change our curriculum, there were so many facilities which were taken schools, but schools were not ready. But even after 2013 general election, you remember the Uhuru administration had promised laptops, and a lot of tablets were taken to schools. They even lacked space where they can be stored. Some of those things are still lying there. So we don't want a further white elephant projects being generated in this CBC thing. Let us be realistic. The parents have already said that they are happy because the kind of children who are now at home in grade 5 are very responsible. The sense of responsibility should now not be lost, because that is what we are missing in the current cohort of generation of 844. That you find somebody who still want to ask you for provisions when this person is 25 years old. But already somebody who is 9 is saying that, Daddy, can I help you wash the dishes? Can I also partake to the preparation of food? Can I also wash your car? These are very positive indicators that CBC, given a chance, can really transform this society. We want to create jobs. Victor, I hope if you could go down the memory lane. How did American curriculum change? It was because the Russians had gone to the moon. It was an overnight thing. And we are not taking an overnight arrangement.
It's gradual.
We have already assessed our circumstance and said that what can spur the development in this nation is to change our mindset, to develop a curriculum which will, when implemented properly, will make us create jobs. Because the traditional way of looking at preparing a teacher, a doctor, is gone. We now want people who are going to create cottage industries at home so that they can sell their wares in the village. So that is what is there.
Mwalimu, from your side as a parent, where you are sitting, because I'm told we have for a few minutes, from where you're sitting, what is the future like as you know, as the KNUP, from the education system? Paint for me a picture on how Kenya will be in the next 10 years to come. education sector?
Yeah, one, we'll have many of our children being self-employed.
Self-employed, right?
Because of CBC. Two, we'll have most of them being responsible. They'll not be dependent on their parents, like the way 844 kids are doing.
Yeah.
Maybe at the age of 20, 22, even 25.
They're self-reliant.
They are still reliant on their parents.
Yeah.
And you're seeing this grade 5, who is almost 9 or 10, wants to be independent. So we are seeing at least light at the end of the tunnel. In 10 years' time, the wastage of having our children, almost 800,000 or 700,000, being lost to borders, and only absorbing 200,000 to proceed to transition to either colleges or universities. Right now in March we'll have a national exam.
Exactly.
1.2 of them will be doing exam, but unfortunately only 300 will transit. The rest.
That's a big number.
Yeah, and we've been doing that all year round. Since 2016, more than 700. More than 450 attained the grade of D minus and E. Where in Kenya will you take your child when he has an E or D? Nowhere.
Yes.
So there will be no transition for those children. But during the incoming curriculum CBC, we will not have any losers. All of them will transit to various pathways according to their strength.
So far as we speak, 50%, he said that 50% of the exam is done. So when we come to the national exam, we only need 40%.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 2020. 3 times 60. Exams will be only 40%.
How will that be achieved?
Yeah, it's achievable. Like now, when we do a lot of assessment.
Yes.
Like when we monitor the grade 5, when they were doing the assessment, it was just simple. They don't sit like the way we did in the desks. They sit around table. They collaborate.
Yes.
They discuss.
It's like something like a teamwork.
It's up just the way we are now here.
Yeah.
So I hear what he says, he hears what I have, and we also hear questions from you. And we interrogate and we understand one another. And teachers will award marks according to the level of understanding of the contributions. Perhaps
I'm now curious to ask this on Mwalimu. Do you think the government perhaps ought to have put a certain, however small it could be, just a small program to educate even the parents as well on the issue of CBC? Because it's like everybody has gone back to class. Because students will come from school with their homework, they will include their parent to help them do the assignments. Perhaps some kind of sensitization ought to have been done to the parents as well?
The original design had included the sensitization of parents.
Yes.
But you know, because these ones will also require resources.
Yeah.
And our society being a very politicized society, so many parents, I don't think even if this program was there, could have taken the challenge to attend. But the issue is not to have the parents to be in the process of this. They are only supposed to be observants. They're supposed to give guidance at home on aspects which are relevant to them. And this is a traditional role of parents. It is not being included because of CBC. Education of the child is a responsibility of the parent and the community. The community in this case of ours is the government. The government has taken and has given you a guideline on what to do. So what is your role as a parent? The parents only need to take his or her role. You expose the child to what the school has instructed to be done. Like what Maiyo has said, that when the child is learning about the environment and it is about the skies, you take the child out at 8 in the night to observe. The child is supposed to share with this experience with the class and with their teacher, who is going to now to edit what actually is supposed to have been observed and what is supposed to have been learned in that process. I think the whole concept of CBC is a fantastic arrangement, but we needed a lot of sensitization. And that's why I started by saying that what we expected from the government was communication, constant communication, so that at least these misgivings could have been allayed very early. Yeah.
All right. Yes.
One very important point
kindly
on CBC is that it's not necessary that parents should be educated enough. No, as he says, it's true. It's just a traditional way of parenting.
Yes.
The role of a
work is
parent,
to monitor.
whether you are a professor, you are a doctor, you are a degree holder, you are a standard 8 dropout, it doesn't matter. Parent is a parent. Obligation is the same. So people will say, we want learned parents. Especially, I had this during the KBC conference. Teachers were saying, we want our parents to be educated. No, they should not. They'll just be sensitized, the way Misori is saying. Sensitization on their obligation. We have parents who have not gone to school. I'll give you an example.
Yes.
CEO of KICD, Professor Ongondo, is a professor. A mother, up to now, she's illiterate. She has never gone to school. But you can see the wonders she has done to take care of her own child, to attend.
Who's not taking care of the students.
Yeah, he's now a professor.
Yeah.
And Professor himself, Ongondo himself, would tell us, I'm a live example. Our mother usually visits him at all times during the school visits. And he would encourage him that I want my child, my son, I want you to pass. The future is bright for you. So it doesn't need a light parent or a learned parent to make one succeed. Yeah.
All right. I'm told we are running out of time, but Mwalimu, here we consume politics, and 2022 is here. I cannot let you go. Here we consume politics, and Kenya politics right now, its gloves are off. Let me ask this question: ground ikwaje?
Our ground is
politically
fine.
Speaking, class dismissed.
The ground is fine, Victor. The ground is fine, and I think this kind of mindset I have is going to be transferred to the village.
Yes,
Homa Bay as a county. So I'm going to run for the position of governor. I think I'm the preferred candidate. On the ground.
No politician will say that I'm second to anyone.
No, definitely mine, I think, is almost unanimous.
Okay.
Yeah, because I have all it takes. I have the kind of exposure that Homa Bay needs. And from what I've said, you can see what we lack there is a basic template to operate with. And that is what Homa Bay needs. Because if they had somebody who had a basic template at the initial stage, we would be playing in the league of Makueni and Kitui with those cottage industries and so on.
Right.
But I think the likes of those who are there run out of ideas, and the people who are coming on board have got a lot of things to talk about.
Allow me to ask you the issue of nominations, the consensus that is being touted by the I suppose that you're going to use ODM ticket?
I'm going on ODM ticket.
All right. The consensus method of choosing, during the nomination period, what is your take on that?
I don't think it may work in our state because there is a lot of biasness. When you talk about consensus, there's a lot of biasness. But that's what the party chooses.
Yes.
I don't think the party will have any other person. Even in that circumstance, they will definitely arrive at my candidates. Whichever way, whether it is through the universal suffrage or by consensus or by negotiation, these people will definitely converge to say that Akello is the preferred. Now that and they will like it. They will not have lost.
Now that you've declared on a national television that you're going to run for the governor's seat of Homa Bay County, what are you likely to change? Perhaps 2 or 3 things. Because when you talk of Makueni, you talk of, Machakos County and all those other counties, they're all the same, so to speak. 3 things that you'd want to deliver to the Homa Bay residents.
What Homa Bay lacks is focused leadership. We must transform the mindset of people from handout to being creative. Homa Bay is one county with the 100% literacy level, nearly 100%, because it is 80% literate in Homa Bay. That is a very huge human resource that Homa Bay has, which has never been tapped. We have all the resources that you may
I hope parent is listening to that.
Yes, you may have all the resources. Yeah, Homa Bay is 80% literate. It is above even the national index, even above what Nairobi as a city has.
That's huge.
Yeah, it is huge. That means that we are not doing bad, but we are in the press for all the bad things, that teenage pregnancies in Homa Bay is terrible, and all the HIV is also high, and so on. And our health status, it must be corrected. So I will be addressing the issues of health. I will be addressing the issue of provision of clean water. I will also be addressing the element of unemployment, which is not dependent on people getting to work in Kindu Bay or Homa Bay, but people getting back to the basics, working on their farms and doing business in the normal way. Because Homa Bay is a serious tourist hub. We have got the hot springs, we have got the clear water, or the Lake Victoria part, of which is in Nyanza. Homa Bay occupies the largest stretch. In fact, it is the one having the longest stretch. All the way from Fangano up to the level of Kisumu, the border with Homa Bay with Kisumu. That is a huge one. But the fish industry in Homa Bay has been raped, and it has not give provision for livelihoods as it were in the past. So this is what must be revived. Tourists will definitely come to Ruma National Park. So you can see we have everything. That is also the home of Gor Mahia, because the name Gor Mahia comes from Homa Bay. So
you're forgetting Tomboya Mausoleum.
Tomboya Mausoleum is also there.
Exactly.
So what we lack, Simbi Nyaima is a serious tourist destination. So we have water sports which is untapped. So Homa Bay is the way to go.
When you start talking about politics, we all know politicians. They will talk on end. But I promise I will call you for another topic altogether. Take politics.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And I just need to thank you so much, gentlemen, for taking your time to help us discuss matters of education. Today I've understood how CBC is important. All right, from the elite minds, we are able to understand. That is why education is a constant affair. The moment you stop learning, then you're dead. All right? Thank you so much for joining us. I've been talking to Akello Misori, who is a mwalimu himself, an alumni of Agoro Sare, my neighbor. And you've talking to my governor, incoming governor of Homa Bay County. Okay. Thank you so much, gentlemen. I've been talking to Nicholas Maiyo, who is the national chair of the Kenya National Association of Parents. We are taking a break. We are not done yet, but remember, later on in the day, we're having that discussion from Parliament. Parliamentarians will be discussing that the Political Parties Amendment Bill 2021 is going to be fireworks. So let's wait for that as well. For now, let's take a break. We'll be right back.